Katana Zero makes you feel like a katana. Katana Zero is pretty neat. Katana Zero is a good game. Yeah, that's the one. In Katana Zero, you play as an unnamed hitman who may or may not also be a samurai. That's besides the point. The game follows you as you fulfill contract after contract in a sprawling neo-noir city known as New Mecca. But along the way, you uncover a conspiracy that reveals not only the shady dealings infecting every corner of the city, but how it all circles back to one person: you. As I said, the game takes place in a neon-brimmed, noir-inspired city with grimy streets, gratuitous, stylized violence, and pretty sweet music tracks. Pro tip: the key to a great anything is to bathe it in neon. I guess I'm pretty biased in that regard though, mainly because the game reminds me of Last Man and even Streets of Rage to a weird extent, which are two of my favorite things, but those are videos for another day. Now while the style of the game isn't necessarily unique, it effortlessly works in portraying this eerie sense of dread as you carry out each new mission, as if right below the city streets is something both literally and figuratively darker than you can imagine. Not to mention that feeling that something is always watching you from afar. Along with this, it's just straight cool. The urban setting really does stand out here, and the dark environments combined with the typical neo-noir lighting and pixel art style makes for some really beautiful scenery and distinct set pieces. One thing I forgot to mention in my rundown of the game is the unique powers you possess. The ability to rewind time after death thanks to a drug called Chronos. And this is what really sets Katana Zero's gameplay apart from every other samurai game out there. There's not much to say about the combat that hasn't been said already, but nevertheless, I think a perfect word to describe it is addicting. Put bluntly, the game is a challenge and you will die over and over and over again, until that one run where you finally make it through. I think it's a nice analogy that much like a protagonist is reliant on Chronos, we are too, due to just how much you'll need to use the abilities Chronos provides you with to simply survive, in particular slowing down time. The combat is fun, fast-paced, and brutal, displaying its innate gratuity, but also its weird sense of elegance. All of this allows you to pull off some pretty impressive combos of slicing, dicing, stealth, and utilizing your environment to your advantage, all ensuring that dying never gets old. The most to say about this game can definitely be found in the story, but unfortunately that would also require spoiling it, which I don't want to do. Regardless, the story is thematic, captivating, and truly memorable. It's not just an entertaining tale of violence, but a dark drama about the consequences of one's past, and the weight that comes down with it, being haunted by these memories we see. Or in this case, rather what we don't see. The game plays out almost like a movie, the cutscenes displaying intense bouts of doubt and fear, resonating with the player. You feel what the main character feels, and with how crazy the game gets at certain points, when he finds himself wondering what is reality and what is an illusion, you find yourself losing a mental grasp on what's real or not as well. You see what he sees, the dark underbelly of the world around him, as both he and us attempt to live through it. The main character's trauma is the pinpoint of this story, and as you see him become driven further and further into the abyss, committing more and more questionable acts as the story progresses, you realize that you as the player are the one carrying out these acts, in a strange, irony-filled viewing of the game's events. Furthermore, the samurai's interactions with the characters of this colorful yet grim world give you the impression that he's not a bad person, which only leaves you with even more questions in what is the incredible twist ending of the game. It left me wanting more, but luckily with more news of new content for Katana Zero supposedly coming out soon, I hope that I can get the answers that I'm looking for. Katana Zero has left an impression on me and many others, which is what any good story sets out to do. But this game is one of the few that can truly say it succeeded, leaving you caring about these characters in this world and creating that void until we get the answers we seek. And that is why Katana Zero is worth your time.